here in Prescott, Arizona. In this place, on these very special steps, a lot of us don't know about these steps yet, but you'll be coming back here every 4 years to elect Republicans here in Yavapai County. My big job of the night is to make sure I don't forget any names up here. I'm up for election tomorrow, and I don't want to forget any names up here. And there's some names that are up here on paper, but are down there in the crowd. And I'm going to tell you, if you don't know who this young man is who's growing his beard, would you give it up for our Sheriff Scott Masher? He thought he was going to sneak away from me. Also up here in the steps, the co-chairman for the McCain campaign, former Yavapai County Republican Party chairman, is Mal Barrett. He's right over here. I already did, Scott. Also, we have from the Republican Party, Sandra Laney, who puts all this stuff together. Where are you, Sandra? There you go. Donna Tansey is also here, Republican Women of Prescott. There we go. You know what we do without them? Please recognize Phil Good, who's the Director of Veterans Affairs for Mayor Oberg. Also, we have Terry Nolan, the Mayor of Dewey Humboldt, is with us. Thank you, Mayor. Mayor-elect Darrell Croft from Chino Valley, and the Navy vet, by the way. We're hanging out with Noel over here. There he is, okay. All right, where are we at? Go Navy. Okay. Now you've met Noel Campbell. Did you get the chance to wave? I think he got lost in the back there. There's Noel Campbell, He took my spot at the House, and Dan Fan, who's going to be your next state senator right here. And their Stringer is right here as well. He's running. He's gonna fill out the board. We have a very, very good friend, and I don't think Harvey has ever missed one of these events on these steps. And he's the mayor from Prescott Valley, so show him some respect and welcome him here. Harvey Scoop, thank you. Who's been fighting harder than Sheila Polk to push back on this marijuana from out-of-state program going on here? Your county attorney, Sheila Polk. Your county supervisor, Craig Brown. Where are you, Craig? There he is. He's growing a beard too. Now, in the Corporation Commission, you get to vote for 3 Republicans. Thank you. I gotta tell you, honey, they remembered my name. I'm okay. Yeah, but you might not have recognized this guy, but I know a lot of you are voting for him. Boyd Dunn is all the way up here from the Valley. Boyd, right here. He's going to do a great job on the Corporation Commission. We all know why we're here tonight. Freedom isn't free. And in this special place, we honor America's liberty. Because tomorrow we get to celebrate that liberty. We get to celebrate that liberty with our vote. And we have friends and family and new neighbors who need a nudge. It's a very special night. We're going to finish in time for you to go home and rattle them up and get them up so they go vote in the morning for all these good people here. So I'm not the main speaker of the night, as you know, but we have another candidate. Judge Simmons is also from here. You elected him in the primary for county assessor. Did I miss you? There he is. When he gets around a little more, he'll be moving up front, so I won't miss him. So that's Judd. Thanks for your work, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I think if you'll bear just a few more minutes, we're going to get the rest of the show started. So thank you for being here with this great group. Thank you for standing there with us. These folks here fight for your constitutional rights every day, and we're so grateful that you came out to be with us here tonight. A lot of people would agree it's been a long campaign, and we fought hard, and we've got a president that we're all glad is leaving. So we got that going for us right now. Next thing we got Governor Pence and Donald Trump, who are going to go to the White House. Just so you know how Yavapai County plays, we have already, with early ballot votes, outvoted you Republicans outvoted Democrats 2-1 in Yavapai County. They're counting on Yavapai County to do even more. And of course they are, because this is a very special place. Of all the counties in Arizona, they always watch for this one to bring it home, don't they? And we know that. All right.
Hey, what a beautiful night. Isn't it great? I want to tell you, thanks for coming out tonight. This is an important kickoff. And I want to thank everybody that noticed my lapel pins. If you notice, the flag's upside down. I've been doing that for almost a month now. Because people, every veteran that sees me will come up to me and say, hey, listen, your flag's not flying right. You know, the flag is in trouble. And that's why we got to get out. It's under stress, and what we need to do is come to the rescue. That's why tomorrow, what we've got to do is we got to vote from one end of the ticket to the bottom of the ticket, Republican. It's high anxiety. That's what's teetering right now about our country and the direction. Must feel a little bit about what it felt like in Boston. You still get that air. It's just a Prescott way of giving Boston that air. So I'm going to ask you to do me a favor, because the Constitution means so much to us, that I'm going to ask you to raise your hand, because we all have to swear our allegiance to the Constitution. So if you'll join me, I, Paul Gosar, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of a voter on which I'm about to enter. So help me God. There's your simple marching orders, folks, and that's what's riding on the line. If you care about the Constitution, you're going to vote for Trump and Pence. If you care about the Constitution, you're going to vote for John McCain. And if you hope that you believe in the Constitution, you'll vote for me. And how about the Corporation Commission? We got to go through and through, 3 for 3. Let's hear it for them. Our state senate and representatives. Folks, this is where everything starts. And if you think what's going down in Pima and Maricopa counties, we need to turn out the vote in Yavapai and Mojave County. So tomorrow, leave no stone turned. Make sure you call your friends. Let's defend our state first. Let's make sure that we turn this state red through and through, and make sure the Democrats have no chance of winning tomorrow. So get out and vote. Let's make it a great day. I feel it in the air. I feel it in my bones. It's time to get this country back. And with that, I want to introduce one of my mentors, Senator John Kyle.
Thank you, friends. It is great to be back in Prescott. Thank you. And I just begin by saying thanks for all that you have done for me over the years. It's great to be back, to be with you, and to be able to thank you in person. Paul Gosar is right, and by the way, he's done a tremendous job, and so he's right to ask you to be sure and support him as well. But he's absolutely right about our obligation tomorrow, and I'll tell you, everybody else in the state is looking for huge things out of Yavapai County, because you know this is where you build the margins that help you carry some of the other places that aren't as good as you all. Now, a quick word about my colleague John McCain. I sat next to this guy for 18 years as his colleague in the Senate. Served with him before that 8 years while I was in the House of Representatives. I know how he thinks and what he does, but I also know what his colleagues think about him and what other people in government think about him and other people around the world. And so when you're talking tomorrow, folks say, well, why should I vote for John McCain? In addition to all of the things that are important to us right here in the state of Arizona, things like our water, our forest management, and our mining, and all the other things that are important to us as communities, Think about the job of a United States Senator, somebody who represents all of the people of the country and who represents our country abroad. There is no one in the United States Congress or the United States government that is more respected on matters of national security than our own John McCain. We therefore have a special obligation, but a wonderful opportunity as well, because we get to send him back to Washington to serve us in the Senate and to serve the entire United States. So, with that very special obligation and special opportunity, we do have our work cut out for us tomorrow, and I know that the people you talk to will be very happy to receive the message. Now, I was succeeded in the U.S. Senate by a great guy. John McCain will talk a little bit more about him because now they're sitting together. But I couldn't be happier to, in effect, turn my chair over to Senator Jeff Flake, who is our most recent senator in the United States Senate, John McCain's colleague. And join me in welcoming Senator Jeff Flake.
Thank you. Of all the memories that Cheryl and I and my whole family has of our campaign 4 years ago, standing here on this stage, looking at all of you, is the best one we have. This is a wonderful setting. Thank you all for being here for John McCain. Let me just tell you, it was wonderful to go after John Kyle, tough to go after John Kyle, given what he's done for the state and the nation. But I can tell you, it's been the honor of a lifetime to serve with John McCain. Senator Kyle is right. He is respected in the United States Senate. He's respected all over the world. And he's respected right here in Arizona. And we've got to. Arizonans need John McCain. The United States Senate needs John McCain. And the world looking for leadership out of the United States needs John McCain in the United States Senate. Now, it's my honor to introduce the best governor in these 50 states, in the best of these 50 states, Doug Ducey.
It's great to be back in Yavapai County. And there's no place like Prescott, Arizona on election eve. I remember being here 2 years ago before the election, and Yavapai County delivered, and we won across the board. 5 out of 5 statewide elected Republicans. A Republican majority in the House, a Republican majority in the Senate, and a Republican majority in our congressional delegation. Are you ready to re-elect John McCain to the United States Senate tomorrow? Are you ready to vote Republican across the board? Are you ready to vote no on Proposition 205? And I want to ask you to do that. We have great candidates at the federal level, at the state level, at the local level, and it's so important, including the Corporation Commission, that we vote Republican and make sure that we have Arizona and our nation going in the right direction. I'm honored to be campaigning with these folks today, especially at a time of such uncertainty in our nation, of such unpredictability around the world. And it's at a time like this that we need the experience and the leadership and the wisdom that someone like John McCain brings to the United States Senate. So I feel fortunate that we have this opportunity in Arizona to do what we're going to do tomorrow on Election Day, to re-elect a giant to the United States Senate. You know, you don't have a career like Senator John McCain has had without a very loving and supportive partner in everything you do. And tonight, it's my special honor to introduce the person who will introduce the senator, and that is Cindy Hensley McCain. Cindy?
Thank you so much for being here. I just wanted to briefly, first of all, I am here to introduce the person you came to see, but I wanted to tell all of you how grateful I am for your support through the years. We have supported my husband, have cared about him, scolded him on occasion, and made sure he remembered what was important to all of you. So I just wanted all of you to know how much I appreciate what you have done, what you do for our party, for our state, and for our country by supporting my husband. It was never more personal to me that John stay in the Senate than when I watched my son get on a bus for Iraq. And I realized that, firsthand, that we needed strong leadership, most of all strong experience, and someone that understood what was at stake. So I'm here to introduce to all of you the one person that I know will protect your sons and daughters if they're serving, and those young men and women who are serving around the world tonight, but more importantly cares so deeply about this state, our water, our land, our native peoples. Please let me give you my love of my life, my husband, John McCain.
Thank you very much. And now you see why so often I've been said, why isn't she the candidate? So thank you all very much for being here tonight. Thank you for your support of our candidates. Thank you for all the friendship that we've had for so many years. I just would like to mention a special friend of mine came all the way from South Carolina, Senator Lindsey Graham, South Carolina. He and I have traveled the world together to the most unpleasant places on earth, and I've been a partner of his, and he served in the Air Force Reserve for some 33 years, and we're proud of his service. And our great governor, isn't he doing a great job, our governor? He gets tired of me telling the story of the two inmates in the chow line in the state prison. One of them turned to the other and said, "The food was a lot better in here when you were governor." Anyway, I was not amused by that. And what about Jeff Flake? What a great guy, a man of honor and integrity, honesty. Jeff Flake has more integrity than almost anyone I've ever known in my political career, and I'm very proud to have the opportunity to serve with him. And John Kyle has always been a mentor and a leader, and if we get through our water problems and the issues and challenges we face, my friends, historians will say it will be because of the work of John Kyle. And I'm very grateful. Paul Gosar, thank you. Another great American who's on the stage with us. Also like to recognize a dear friend and a great member of Congress, John Shadegg, who many of you know for many. And if I could just maybe begin a second, could we, all of our veterans in the crowd, please raise your hand. I'd like to thank all of you. And you know, you got a great mayor here in Prescott. He's also an Army veteran and a great servant who served in the Vietnam War also. Mayor, thank you for, even if he was in the Army, it's okay. And I thank all of you for coming here at the end of another campaign on the steps of the Yavapai County Courthouse. As you well know, Prescott is where my predecessor and Arizona legend Barry Goldwater formally began his Senate campaign and his campaign for the presidency. And I'm honored to recall that this is where I ended my campaign in 2008. Right here on these steps, I was honored to be there. And in deference to Barry Goldwater's tradition, I've had to make predictions, especially about the future, and so I'm not sure that I have it in me, it's fair to say, that tonight is very, very meaningful to me. Prescott occupies a special place in the history of Arizona. The old spirit of Arizona inhabits this place in its traditions and attitudes expressed in the statue right over here of Bucky O'Neill. Sheriff, politician, and Rough Rider, a wild and gallant soul, Teddy Roosevelt called him. Arizona's politics began right here in Prescott, Arizona, and its political dynasties. Barry's grandfather, Michael Goldwater, opened a dry goods store right here. David Udall, grandfather of my dear friend and another Arizona mentor, Mo Udall, served in the legislature then when Prescott was the territorial capital. They were close friends. Legend has it that Michael once posted bail for David. One was patriarch of the most celebrated Democratic family in the state, and the other, the patriot of the most celebrated Republican family. Their most famous descendants, Barry and Mo, were close friends. Each served Arizona with distinction. Their politics were different. Mo was a leading liberal and Barry the godfather of modern conservatism. They were often on opposite sides of the great debates of their time, but they knew each other over a long time, liked and admired and trusted each other. They came of age as Arizona came of age. They shared a history, but most importantly, they shared the same passion, a deep love for this state, and that made it easy for them to work together for Arizona. I never had a hometown growing up. As you know, the Navy was my home. I didn't know what I was missing until I came here. There are many people I need to thank, and the hour is late. But I do want to say before I stop that we live in a dangerous world. We live in a world that's on fire. Thanks to a president that called ISIS the JV, thanks to 6 million refugees and 400,000 slaughtered, the world is on fire. And there are threats to the United States of America that we have not seen in 70 years, and it's because of a president who believed that we should lead from behind. When we lead from behind, somebody else leads in front, and bad things happen. I'm proud of our veterans. I'm proud of the men and women who are serving. My friends, today as we speak, Baghdadi is calling young men into his office in Raqqa and saying, take this and get in this encrypted act and get into the refugee flow and contact us when you get where you can commit an act of terror. Today, there's what we call the self-radicalized. Those that are on the internet right now as we speak, buying these lies and filth of ISIS and are willing to go out and kill themselves in order to take the lives of others. The Director of National Intelligence and the head of the CIA have said that there is going to be more attacks on the United States of America. And my friends, I am dedicated to doing everything I can to make sure that the men and women who are serving in uniform have what they need. And now it's up to you to get them the leadership that they need. And I know I can count on you. There's two other issues I want to mention to you, and they're not that exciting, but the future of Arizona is fire and water. Thanks to the work of John Kyle, we have water settlements, but 20% of Arizona's national forests have been burned by fire in the last 10 years. We need to thin our forests. We need to reuse the water. We need to be serious about water, my friends. It was, I believe, Mark Twain that said, in the West, whiskey is for drinking and water is for fighting. And we are going to have to fight for our water. And I intend to continue that effort. Most of all, I want to thank all of you here and all the people of Arizona, my supporters, my detractors, every man, woman, and child in this beautiful, magical, one-of-a-kind place. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for the privilege, the great honor of serving you in the United States Senate. If tomorrow you grant me that privilege again, I will do everything in my power to be worthy of it and use all the knowledge and experience and influence I have acquired to help you prosper, to keep your family safe, and keep our magnificent state as special for our children and grandchildren as it has been for us. If you haven't voted yet, please do tomorrow. Make sure your family and friends vote. We're counting on you to do what's best for your families in Arizona, and there's no one that I trust more. Now let's go out and win this thing. Thank you.
Torrance, son of PrescottEnews.com, here with Congressman Paul Gosar. Congressman, another round of campaigning. How's it been this time?
It's been great to see the people come out tonight on the eve of the election, you know, to get a big kickoff. And it's always great for Republicans when people in Prescott show up and Yavapai County show up, because this is really what makes Arizona tick.
If you get elected again, what do you look to do in the next 2 years?
Well, you know, we're on the same plan, is reduce regulatory burdens, make sure the government's accountable, reduce our spending, and empower people. That's the biggest key, is I believe in people and the power of the individual versus the power of the state. And we have to come up with those solutions, and we've been putting many of those ideas forward, and because a lot of the people actually are giving us those solutions.
So let's talk about the election tomorrow for president. Donald Trump, the Republican candidate. What are your thoughts on him and his Democrat Hillary Clinton?
Well, first let's go in reverse order. How can you vote for a criminal? I've said it over and over and over again. Here's a lady that shouldn't even be eligible to run for president of the United States. And that's why up here today I asked everybody to take an oath of office, because as a voter we've got to do our declaration to the sovereignty of this country and to the rule of law, which is the Constitution. So I'm a big Trump guy. I think that he wins tomorrow. I think regardless of him or Hillary, we got a big road to haul, and it means we have to have people with solutions, ideas, and the willpower to get it done. I think we've been doing that. I think we just need to get more and more people behind us.
So let's say Donald Trump gets elected for president tomorrow. What do you think are the most successful things he needs to get done in his presidency for it to be successful?
I think the first thing he's going to have on his plate is accountability of the budget, because I don't think that will be resolved under the current president. And I think that's key. Number two is I think we got to do something about Obamacare. We've had Republican leadership stymieing opportunities to destroy Obamacare and to give people choice and better opportunities in health care and empower the whole marketplace. I think those are biggest key. And then the other thing is to respect our men and women that are fighting around the world for us. We have a feckless leader. Here we've lost 5 of our special services men over the last 2 days, and we got a president who says nothing about them. We have an absent commander-in-chief in Afghanistan. Iraq's going poorly. Syria, oh my God, he doesn't even have an AUMF for that. And so what we need to do is, I think Donald Trump's got a big aspect to hit it running, but there's a lot of us that are ready to help him run.
One final question, Congressman. Do you plan to continue your investigation to Hillary Clinton's emails and various other activities?
I hope so. I sit on government oversight with Jason Chaffetz, and our little conference call today with a number of our friends. We want to make sure that our chairman, Chaffetz, continues that onslaught, because, I mean, if anybody did what she did, they'd be in jail not to see the light of day. But it's because she's a Clinton and former Secretary of State, former First Lady. She gets away with that. And there's something wrong with that scenario. And that's why tonight and this election is so big, is that people want to restore the rule of law. And that means that Hillary has to face the same music as everybody else. So, no, I'm all in. Count me all in. I'm one of the first people who said I can't vote for a criminal, will never vote for a criminal. I intend to make sure that doesn't happen tomorrow.
All right, thank you, Congressman.
Thanks.